Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the men of great millstone who teach and rule well. Shalom to the elect out there pushing this truth in all sincerity. It's your brother Tabaria Yakwana coming at you with a quick lesson. Lord willing, it'll be edifying. I'm going to start out with this is 2nd Esdras chapter 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of lack of bread, and for great tribulation. And that's speaking of the time that we're approaching, which is Jacob's trouble. Salakia, we got this inflation going on right now, and they're saying that it's transitory, and the meaning of transitory means not permanent or temporary. Let's get a definition for inflation. This is Wikipedia. Definition for inflation. In economics, inflation, or less frequently, price inflation, is a general rise in the price level of an economy over a period of time. When the general price level rises, each unit of currency buys fewer goods and services, and that's what we're seeing right now. This economy is getting pumped with that stimulus package, making the dollar weaker and inflating the prices, the price of goods. And it continues to read, consequently, inflation reflects a reduction in the purchasing power per unit of money. So I just explained, a loss of real value in the medium of exchange and unit of account within the economy. So the real value of this dollar is being diminished. Is a beautiful analogy that the Apostle Ramlab, how he put it. If you have a soup, and soup is primarily, the base of it, so to speak, is water. Well, if you keep adding more water to your soup, you're just diluting your soup. You're just going to have a watered down soup, So, and that's what's happening right now in this economy. The dollar's being watered down. Reading down, very high inflation and hyperinflation are harmful events which economists believe are caused by persistent excessive growth in the money supply. And that growth is by that stimulus package, Views on which factors determine low to moderate rates of inflation are more varied. Low or moderate inflation may be attributed to fluctuations in real demand for goods and services, or changes in available supplies, such as during scarcities. However, The consensus view is that a long, sustained period of inflation is caused by money supply growing faster than the rate of economic growth. You see, the money supply, the pumping of the adding of that water to the soup is causing the money supply to grow faster than the rate of economic growth. You know, and so we're seeing inflation, and I have a clip here. It's put up by the Deep Dive. It's entitled Bubba Horwitz. This is not transitory inflation. The Daily Dive.
The Fed is so far gone, and they've never once made the right decision, like not even recognizing how bad inflation is. I mean, wages are going to the sky. Crude oil, which doesn't count in inflation, but crude oil is double what it was less than a year ago. The cost of commodities has gone dramatically higher, but the Fed keeps saying it's temporary, or it started with transitory, then temporary. This is full-on inflation, and it could only get worse, especially if they continue this ridiculous stimulus package that we're running right now.
And so, yeah, what he was talking, he was saying, basically, this is not transitory, man. This thing is here to stay. Basically. And so those that believe this is transitory, they think that they think that America is just in a transition, to something better. But no, see, the Lord is tearing this place down. This is Ecclesiastes 12:3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and Salakia. And the keepers of the house are the financial experts. And they're trembling because they see the decay of this society. And the strong men being the military men or the police, shall bow themselves. These military and policemen, and they're gonna, when things get to a certain level, they're gonna say, "Hey, to hell with it, man. I'm not putting my life on the line for all this madness out here." And the grinders cease, so the business stops. This inflation is gonna slow, like that. The definition of inflation is gonna slow down the economy until it completely stops. And the grinders cease because they are few. So I think the guy went into basically there's not going to be any more labor. People are I think he went into business owners are giving an incredible wage, and people are and they still can't find any laborers. People still don't want to work because of that universal basic income that that stimulus package is basically pumping. People are just going to sit on their asses, and they're not going to work, and this whole economy is going to slow down to a halt. And those that look out the windows be darkened. So there's going to be no answers from the experts. They're not going to have it. They're not going to have anything to say. Those windows, those that look, those keepers of the house, they ain't got shit to say, because it's just going to be just desperation and panic. Verse 4, and the doors shall be shut in the streets. Again, the business is going to stop when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. So yeah, all those entertainers out there that are trying to keep everything light on a light note, they're going to be brought low, man. So that's why that term transitory is off, man. This is not permanent or not temporary. This is here to stay and only to get worse. And because those that think that this is transitory, this is just something that's temporary, don't really understand the truth. And the truth is that this is America, which is Babylon the Great, took the Lord's chosen, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, into slavery. Scriptures say, he who leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He who killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. This is the patience and the faith of the saints. And the saints being the Israelites. And so this nation has a whole lot, and those that control this nation, which is the Edomite, the so-called white man, has a whole lot to pay for. And it's coming right to his front door. This is Revelation 18:4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. That's when we go up into the chariots, the elect. Revelation 18:5, for her sins. And that her is speaking of Babylon, the daughter of Babylon, Babylon the Great, America. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquities. Iniquity means sins. The Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, he kept a tab, and he saw all of that atrocity, all that slavery, all of that rape, rob, murder, deceit done to his chosen people be brought about, and he kept a tab, and he remembered those iniquities. Verse 6, Revelation 18:6, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. In the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double. So she's going to get double. She's going to get double of what she gave to the Lord's chosen, to the apple of the Lord's eye. So Lord willing, that was edifying. I want to give all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Makakwadash. Shalom.